An emergency Arab-Islamic summit in Doha has ended with strong words but limited action. After Israel's airstrike on Qatar, leaders condemned the attack as a violation of sovereignty, yet stopped short of agreeing on tough punitive measures. Here's a report.
An emergency summit of Arab and Islamic leaders has wrapped up in Doha. The gathering was prompted by Israel's deadly strike on Qatar, a strike that hit in the middle of ceasefire talks and shook regional security guarantees. The summit was strong on rhetoric. Leaders expressed solidarity with Qatar, called the attack a violation of sovereignty, and spoke of international accountability. But when it came to collective action, the unity fractured. Algeria and others pushed for severing ties with Israel. Gulf states insisted on keeping communication channels open. The final communiqué landed somewhere in the middle, a promise of legal and diplomatic efforts, but no shared plan of punishment.
It is more about politics and less about sentiment. It is also more, rather strategic in the sense that the governments want to sort of create a new status quo, kind of a new situation in order to pressure Israel in some form of, new round of negotiation. And as I said, Gaza matters, but it is probably more of an amplifier rather than the only motive. I think in the end there is electoral politics.
The outcome speaks to a deeper reality. Arab states remain divided over how far to go against Israel, especially those linked to the Abraham Accords. For Qatar, the summit was about defending sovereignty. For others, it was about containing escalation. And for the people of Gaza, it meant more waiting while the humanitarian crisis deepens. Now the world's eyes are locked on New York. More than 140 world leaders are arriving for the United Nations General Assembly. On the agenda is the future of Palestine. Saudi Arabia and France will co-chair high-level talks on a two-state solution. Several countries are expected to recognize a Palestinian state. Supporters argue this is more than symbolic, that diplomatic recognition can build pressure on Israel to halt its war in Gaza. Critics say symbolism will not stop the bombardments or feed a population starving under blockade. Israel has made its position clear. Prime Minister Netanyahu has ruled out any statehood.
There is also, I think certain countries are more motivated ideologically than politically rather than others. For example, you could, imagine that Ireland, which has its own history with civil war, etc. There is a certain ideological element, maybe in Spain as well. But other countries, I don't know, maybe France, Macron, who is on his way out very soon. He doesn't have much to lose anymore, you can say. So it has nothing to lose if he pushes that issue of recognition. So different motives for different countries.
The United States, too, is digging in, denying visas to the Palestinian leadership and opposing the push. So we are left with a contrast, a summit that spoke loudly but acted little, and a United Nations gathering that may offer diplomatic gestures, but no guarantee of change on the ground. For the people of Gaza, the choice between rhetoric and symbolism is a cruel one. Reality is still hunger, displacement, and war. Until words, whether from Doha or New York, turn into action, their suffering remains unchanged.
For latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.